Hello students, welcome back. Class 11. Today I am continuing our chapter list Python programming. I am continuing. Okay, so today I am discussing Python programs. Okay, so our last time I have discussed about Python programs, sum operation, average operation. So today I am continuing the next level of programs. So write a Python program to input a list value from keyboard and find and display only even values from the list using for and while loop. Okay, so here you can see solution is x is equal to eval input enter values in a list. Okay, so this statement we know very well, getting data from keyboard, but here I want to give a list input, then I want to print x, so I will display this data, but our main motto is to check even values only. So display even values using for loop. Okay, so for I in range len x, okay, we know very well, but here I am not performing sum operation. Here I am performing to check each and every value. So here I am using if x of I means each and every value I want to access. Here I am using mod 2 because I want to check even or odd. So every value must be divided by 2, so it will give 0 or 1. If it gives 0, so we can imagine this is a even value, so we will display. If it will give 1, so we will imagine it is a odd value, so this statement will false, so it will not execute. So this loop will execute one by one, and each and every value will come and divide by 2, and if completely divisible, it will give 0. 0 is equal to 0, so we can think this is a even value, so it will display. So this loop will access each and every value, divide by 2, and it will display even values. Okay, so same program I want to convert in the while loop. So here I am using I is equal to 0 while I less than len x. Okay, this thing we know very well, and I is equal to I plus 1. So I is equal to 0 while I less than len x, and I is equal to I plus 1. So this is a common coding which we already used in our sum or average operation. Okay, so but here this statement, so here I am checking each and every value by mod 2. Here mod 2 is important because for even and odd value checking. So this loop will continue one by one, and it will display even values. Okay, so you can see here I want to show the output. Here our list value is 1 2 3 4 5. So you can see this will display 1 2 3 4 5, but in this list only 2 or 4, this is our even values. So our last loop will display 2 and 4, and this but I am also using while loop, so same output. Okay, so in the list only 2 and 4 is our even value. So for loop your output and while loop your output, you can see. Okay, so this is a very simple thing. So here only here I am changing I if x of I mod 2 is equal to 0. Okay, last time I have used sum is equal to sum is equal to sum plus x of I, but here purpose our change because I want to check even values. Okay, so you can see. Okay, but same program. Okay, but same program I want to check for odd values. I want to check for odd values. So write a Python program to input a list value from keyboard and find and display only odd values. Okay, so here same coding you can copy and paste. Okay, here input. Okay, here x is equal to eval, so input is common. Here print x we can display. Here display even value, here I am writing display odd value. So same coding. Here 4 in I in range len x, here 4 in code. Here same equation I am using, but here I am using 0, but here I am using 1. Here I am using 1 because if value is completely divided by 2, so it will 0. But if value will not divide by 2, so it will give 1. So we can imagine this is a odd value. This is a odd value. So here 1 is important for extract only odd values. Okay. And same program here I am copy and paste. Here only one thing change. Here x is equal to 0. Here I am using is equal to 1 because if value is not divisible, so it will give 1. So we can imagine this is our odd values. So other program will access each and every value and check if it divisible by 2 and will give 1, so it will display, otherwise it will not display. So same program you can see, but here I am only one change. Here I am using is equal to 1 because here I want to display odd values. Here I want to display only odd values. Okay, so you can see same program 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5, but here it will display 1 3 5 because this is our odd values, but using a for loop. Okay, here again same output 1 3 5, but using a while loop. Okay, this is our while loop output at the last, and this is our for loop, and this is our for loop output. Okay, so here you can think first we store multiple values and access each and every values and check. Here I am using if. Okay, because here our target is to find only odd values. Okay, so here I am setting the equation according to this. Okay, so you can comparatively you see, so you can see very thin line difference. Okay, so here I am showing for loop as well as while loop. Okay students, so I think you can understand easily. Okay student, but here I want to show some new thing. Okay, write a Python program to input a list value from keyboard and calculate and display sum of even and odd values. Okay, so here I want to sum all the even values, sum. I want to sum all the even values and I want to sum all the odd values. So here I want to improve our last program. Here I want to sum all even and odd values. So here first I want to input x is equal to eval. Okay, this thing we know print x. So here our purpose is display some value of all evens and all odd using for loop. Okay, so this is very simple. First time we can imagine even sum is equal to 0 and odd sum is equal to 0. We can imagine. For I in range len x, okay, this thing we know very well. If x of I divided by 2 equal to 0, means if the value completely divided by 2, so it will give 0 is equal to 0. So we can think this is a even. So we can sum only evens values. Or if it not divisible, so it will give 1. So 1 is equal to 0, it will give false. So it will move here, else part. So we can think this is odd value. So here odd will sum automatically. Here even value will sum 1 by 1. Or here odd value will sum. So we will get all the even sum or we will get all the odd sum in a one program. Okay, then we can print our even sum and then we can print our odd sum. Okay, in this style. But this program is using a for loop. So I want to convert this for loop into while loop, say program. So here same thing but few changes. Here even sum is equal to 0. Okay, we can as it is we can use odd sum is equal to 0. We can as it is use, but here I must use I is equal to 0 while I less than len x and I is equal to I plus 1. So 3 line is always use I is equal to 0 while I less than len x and I is equal to I plus 1. Okay, but the if else part as it is you can copy and as it is you can paste as it is. Okay, so first element will come and check, and then here this statement will give the index value and check if it is completely divisible by 2. So we can think this is even, otherwise it will odd. Then I is equal to I plus 1, move to our next element value. Okay, so this loop will come and check each and every value, and automatically it will select even or odd. According to this, it will sum all evens at once or it will sum all odd at once. Then we can even sum and odd sum we can display. Okay students, so here new thing is we can sum separately our even and odd values. So here you can see 1 2 3 4 5, so it will display, but here you can think 2 and 4. So this is our even, so you can see 6. Here 1 3 5, this is odd value, so 1 plus 3 plus 5, it will give 9. Okay, so same program here I am using while, so same output you will see 6 and 9. Okay students, I think you can understand. Okay, so this is our list programs. So first today I am discussing to show all the even values using for loop and using while loop, to show all the odd values using for loop and as well as while loop. And here new thing is we can sum all the even values separately, or we can sum all the odd values separate. So here I am using if statement, if else. So you can see here combination of loop and if else working together. So we can first we can save our data in a list, then we can access each element, and then we can check, and then according to this we can take decision. Okay, then we will display. Okay students, thank you so much.